The fight response is built in, remember? It's natural, okay? The brain can't differentiate between fear and danger. So you won't be in any danger normally with feedback. It'll be fear, but it'll still reduce the chemical release. It will still produce the adrenaline into your system at that point. And if we think, and this is the key one here, if our self-esteem is threatened in some way, that also puts you into fight response. So I would probably go farther than self-esteem as well. I'd probably say life status. So if somebody's giving you some feedback, or you've heard that somebody's trying to give you feedback and you think it threatens your esteem, your job role, your life status. If you, and what I mean by life status is how other people see you, how you see yourself and how other people see you. If you perceive that, it puts you into fight a lot of the time at that point. So again, we've just got to be very, very careful of this, because it's a cheesy phrase, this, I've used it a couple of times. It's not the fact, it's how we react to it. So if we feel that self-esteem or life status, status within the business, status within your family, status within your friends, status within society, if we feel that is under threat, we go into fight mode. Now, you will probably, even if you can't think of a time when it happened to you, I'll guarantee you there will be a time when you've given feedback to somebody. And all of a sudden you've been thinking, well, I'll just give them this feedback, I'm sure they'll find it useful. And then they've had an adverse reaction and they've come at you. And what you've probably done is touched a nerve. And what I mean by touching a nerve is you've questioned their life status or their self-esteem level, or their job status, the way that they see the world. I remember having some feedback. I was in a meeting with two other people. I was a junior consultant. My boss was in the meeting with this other senior consultant, and we were having a chat, and the senior consultant threw away a comment. He said, John, your input's great, but just bear in mind, you haven't really worked with lots of senior people yet. So, you might have a slightly different perspective than us. And I immediately took that as he's questioning my ability. He's questioning my life status. He's questioning my job status. Does this guy not know that I can sit in front of an MD and have a commercial conversation? Within seconds that went through my head, and I went into fight mode. And I actually stripped the guy down in front of the meeting, and we came out and my boss went, that wasn't really very helpful, was it? All he was trying to point out was you have a slightly different perspective. He's been in the business 20 years longer than you and dealt with more senior people currently than you have. But I felt that was an attack on my life status at the time, and it turned me into the Hulk at that point. Not physically though, because he was a lot bigger and harder than me, but certainly emotionally, okay? So again, you've probably seen it, or it's happened to you, yeah? So just bear all that in mind when it comes to feedback, okay?